Hoboken, New Jersey, land of endless possibilities and a sea of infinite horizons. Like every great city and every great state, this one here in New Jersey has had its fair share of medical and economical calamities because of the coronavirus. Hence this. But who are we to let COVID-19 stop us from celebrating life? Yeah, there really wasn't much to celebrate in the beginning and middle of 2020, save for the end of it. You know what happened back in November, right? But on the home front, TSR has had quite a productive year. There's much to celebrate in that aspect. So, as we embark on a voyage into 2021, we're about to set sail on a voyage of a different kind. My birthday! That's right, it's my birthday, and I'm giving you all the gifts. From Erie Lackawanna Park overlooking the Hoboken waterfront and the great city of New York, this is a special edition of the Thrift Store Rundown where we bring Hollywood home, and in this case, to Hoboken, on a budget. Let's face it, as young adults, we're all still trying to figure out who we are as individuals and our aspirations. Who do we think we are? And who do we want to become? A chef, a football player, an astronaut, a filmmaker? Mayor of New York City? Or mayor of New Kelp City? I'm sure you're aware of that little yellow sponge that lives underwater who forgot who he was for a certain period of time and ended up taking on politics unintentionally. That story is told along with 5 others in this SpongeBob SquarePants compilation DVD, with the highlight featurette being WHOBOB WHATPANTS. This was purchased for 50% off the price of $2.69, closed captioned with a 78-minute running time. Really, it should not take a bonk over the head the size of Pinocchio's nose, which glows if it lies, to figure out who we want to become. WHOBOB? What pants? SpongeBob SquarePants, or as the people of New Kelp City call him, Mayor Cheesehead Brown Pants. Don't ask why. The other episodes include Goo Goo Gas, The Two Faces of Squidward, Spongeheads, Bandit Bikini Bottom, and Stanley as SquarePants, with guest star Christopher Guest, playing Cousin Stanley, who destroys everything he touches. I don't want him near my house. Special features include an original animatic, Whatever Happened to SpongeBob, plus 4 shorts, detailing in 30 seconds each what life would be like if SpongeBob was gone, through the eyes of Patrick, Mr. Krabs, Sandy, and Gary. What? No Squidward? Well, I guess you really don't need it, but it would have been cool to see that short, pulling a Jake Paul and just having a wild wager in his tiki head house. We all know how Squidward would feel. Just laughing it up and having a good time at everybody else's emotional expense. Phooey on him. As far as any SpongeBob compilation DVD goes, I don't think you're going to be disappointed with this purchase. It is as delightful as SpongeBob SquarePants to get. Of course, there's the common complaint of the quality going down in terms of the writing and the dialogue and the acting, and Stephen Hillenburg assigned so many duties to other individuals on staff, like Paul Tibbett. Well, we can complain about that all we want, but bottom line is, Steve Hillenburg is no longer with us, and SpongeBob's legacy is Stephen Hillenburg's legacy. This played well, no playback issues, audibly or visually. We have here a little flyer for WHOBOB WHATPANTS books based upon the special episode from Simon and Spotlight Books. The children's input of Simon Schuster. And on the other side, a promo for more Nickelodeon DVDs. I own 2 of them. Pest of the West and To Love a Patty. All these, by the way, are SpongeBob DVDs. It's so obvious. I don't have Atlantis SquarePants yet. I'm still looking for that. And I'm on the lookout for season 5. So there you go. WHOBOB WHATPANTS. And as far as I'm concerned, it's another memorable addition to any SpongeBobaholics DVD collection. Even if SpongeBob himself can't remember that he is the face of Nickelodeon, or can't remember that he's really the face of anything anymore. Birthday party, whether held from home or from some other party destination, much like this one, either way socially distant, I hope, is incomplete without a fun birthday party game or a good movie. But what if you could combine the two? Well, surprisingly, it's not that uncommon to combine the two in fun party games. And this, from Big Potato Games, is no exception. This is the Blockbuster party game, purchased for $2.99 and for the same discount as the item from earlier, bringing home the entertainment again. From Big Potato Games' YouTube channel, here's a gameplay video on how to get acquainted with this movie game for anyone who's ever seen a movie.
Bring home the entertainment again with the Blockbuster game. Here's how to play. To start, set up your Blockbuster parking lot. Then, split into 2 teams. For the first half, 2 players go head-to-head in the movie buzzer battle. Flip over a head-to-head card and shout out the challenge.
Movie set in outer space.
Whenever you think of a film, shout it out and hit the buzzer. If you're stuck, the rest of your team can silently act out clues. But if you don't think quick enough, you can give the other team an advantage for the second half. The winner of the buzzer battle takes 6 movie cards and privately looks at them. They choose 3 of these to keep for themselves and give the rest to the player who lost. For the second half, they'll need their team to guess the movies by using 3 different techniques. There's one word only. Quote it and act it. When you're ready, hold down the buzzer to start the 30-second countdown. As soon as your team shouts the right movie, flip that card and add it to your collection.
I'm a real boy. Real boy.
The one with the strings. Burn up a blanket.
If you get through all the movies and still have time left, you can move onto the other team's movie and try to steal them.
Yeah.
Once the timer's up. It's the second team's turn. They also get 30 seconds to try and collect the movies left on the board. At the end of the round, it's time to pick 2 new players for the buzzer battle and go again. The first team to collect a film from all 8 genres are the winners. And that's how to play the Blockbuster game, a movie game for anyone who's ever seen a movie.
So now that you know how to play, let's go ahead and press play on the Blockbuster party game. And from the outside, I gotta tell you, I'm loving the design here. This resembles and very much feels like a Blockbuster rental tape or any other video cassette with a box like this. Bring home the entertainment again. The golden age of video rental is back with a party game starring the movies you know and love. And like all great blockbusters, this one is a double bill. Part 1 is a movie buzzer battle, Part 2 is Triple Surveillance Jeopardy. Jeopardy. Not one utterance of that word can be made without feeling a little bit, I don't know, heart sick. Rest in peace, Alex Trebek. Either way, let the good times roll. 200 movies to win and collect with a parking lot Blockbuster sign inside the box and a movie sound effect buzzer. This requires 2 AAA batteries, which are not included, and sorry that I didn't get them before beginning the review. Anyway, it's not just the outside that resembles a Blockbuster rental tape, it's also the inside too. Like the parking lot board here, which resembles, yes, a VHS tape. Be kind, please don't mind. There you go. So that's the parking lot, quote-unquote, board. One word, quote it, act it. And this spans all the genres. Romance, action, comedy, horror, science fiction, the works. And these are your game cards right here. My head-to-head stack, wrapped in shrink wrap packaging, movies with ghosts. You have your Blockbuster timer here. And of course, you gotta assemble the Blockbuster sign yourself. And that should be easy. Just take this little Blockbuster label off of its adhesive and place it on here. I'll show you how to do that. It's very simple. And of course, you have your stack of movie cards. Die Hard for action and Groundhog Day for comedy. Contents included all 260 cards plus one of each. Electronic timer, game board, Blockbuster sign, and instruction sheet. Complete with assembly instructions for assembling that Blockbuster sign right here. This is the gameplay pamphlet, the rules. Hey, you already saw the rules, and now you know how to play. So you can go ahead and rewatch that particular segment, or just full screen this video and have a look at the instruction pamphlet here. Very colorful. I like that. So, you place this little stick down here. You take this label off of its adhesive, place it on there, and then you place it on top of the blue pole, and you have your Blockbuster sign. And yes, it's supposed to slant just a little bit to give you that classic Blockbuster feel, which resembles a slanted, ripped ticket. You know, like the ones you would cash in for movies. And this, my friends, is how the side should look. By the way, there are two labels here, one for each side, so this is a double-sided Blockbuster sign. Everything is encased in shrink wrap packaging, so you know this has never been opened in how many years? So really, this is as pristine as it comes. And once we figure out how to put the batteries in the timer, I bet you anything, this is going to be a big ticket item for your next birthday game night or any kind of party night. It is that blockbuster of a game. By the way, yes, there is some connection to Blockbuster. Very special connections, really. Yes, plural connections. I did a Blockbuster special for my 400th video, and I doubled up the fun for my 800th video. So with this channel inching closer and closer to 400 subscribers, I figured the connection was appropriate. And not only is it appropriate, it's just darn fun. With this game, simply put, you can make any night a Blockbuster night. Last but certainly not least, I don't care whether you're old or you're young. You never go to a birthday party without expecting food. So for this traveling affair, I thought we'd bring the food to go, like so many others are doing these days. With this special birthday issue of Food Network magazine, more specifically its 10th birthday issue, published in September of 2018. The magazine was launched back in 2008, so it by itself is 12 years old. Yes, a baker's dozen. To understand its popularity, let's go back in time to the original launch and discover what this magazine's cruelly delicious intentions were.
Food Network went on the air 15 years ago, and since then, American cuisine has reinvented itself.
You know, this is a network that literally changed the way America eats.
You talk about the Food Network and everyone's eyes light up. They're like, oh, I watch the Food Network. It's become this iconic destination.
Suddenly, like, food is cool, and chefs are cool, and cooking is cool.
People are so much more connected to the food that they're eating, they're cooking, they're shopping.
Food Network taught all of us that you don't have to be a food snob to be a food lover. You can love food and love it in any way.
I love the Food Network. I'll watch it during the holidays, like 24 hours a day. It's kind of a nice escape at the end of the day.
I love it.
I love the Food Network.
It seems like there are all these Food Network-aholics out there, and what better idea than to take that and capture it and put it into the print form.
Food Network came out with a magazine, yeah, I'd totally buy it.
It would be great to have something that I could have in my hands and actually flip through and refer to, as opposed to just DVRing Food Network, which is what I normally do.
So imagine that you can open up the magazine and have whatever you love most about the Food Network right then and there in your hands.
It's right there in front of you, colored pictures. We're actually seeing the recipes in front of you and holding the paper.
And there's a lot of things that you can do in a magazine that we can't necessarily do on television.
It makes it a little easier when it's written down than when you see it on TV.
A word that comes up again and again when people talk about Food Network is diversity.
If you look at the kinds of foods that American eats, it's dazzling compared to just a decade ago.
Whether it's barbecue or fish fries or fine dining in the best restaurants around the country.
You know, when you think about Food Network, you think about all of these great personalities.
Barefoot Contessa.
I like Alton Brown's show too.
Michael Chiarello I like a lot.
Jamie
Oliver.
Something special is going to happen in there.
Paula Deen.
People know them by their first names. There's Alton and Bobby and Emerald and Jada. I mean, we could go on and on and on.
I mean, chefs are rock stars these days. We have all of the pros, you know, in our family.
Each issue would, offer Bobby Flay's take on something and Paula Dean's take and Jamie Oliver's one.
Their voices are going to be heard in every single magazine.
The magazine is one more step to bring these personalities closer to us.
I want to see how they all cook at home, day to day. Get up. What do they make for breakfast in 10 minutes?
If you can kind of get more in depth with these guys, and they're people who have gardens, they're people who have wives.
It's always taking my sugar.
We're really going to take you behind the scenes so that you can see how some of these shows come together. I like to think of this as kind of the ultimate backstage pass to Food Network.
The one thing about a magazine, if I could draw the analogy, it's like cooking. It's very tactile.
A magazine would be a lot more intimate than a television viewing experience.
A magazine would be a perfect idea for me.
That's all I need is like a little partner, a little buddy.
It's all about having fun.
Perfect. Amazing.
We're going to have weeknight dinners and weekend dinners and health news and great travel finds and tips from the pros. I mean, it's really all the great things about the Food Network packaged and in your hands.
And fun.
We're very, very excited to have this sort of meeting of the great minds coming together to produce a really top-notch magazine for our fans.
Food Network magazine, it's about time.
Yes, indeedy, cook like a star. And 12 years later, they never wavered on that promise. This was purchased for 99 cents, and if we're talking in this context, it is takeout of the highest order. Fun and easy cheesy apps, chicken dinners, and summer sides, which nobody would even think about making outdoors nowadays. It's too cold. Plus a bonus booklet, 50 things to make with sprinkles. In all, 135 great recipes from 4 veterans of the food net: Bobby Flay, Gianna De Laurentiis, Ina Garden, the Barefoot Contessa, and Guy Fieri, plus 10 more stars. That's right, this is a multi-page fold-out cover. Open it up and you got Ann Burrell, Ted Allen, Alex Willis-Shelley, Duff Goldman, Food Network's Ace of Cakes. We have another Ace of Cakes right here in Jersey side, and we'll visit his bake shop a little bit later. Lee Drummond, the Pioneer Woman, another Food Network veteran, Tyler Florence, Jeff Morrow, the Sandwich King, Katie Lee, the sweetheart of the kitchen, Jeffrey Zacharian, and of course, the very sunny Anderson, who all expressed their heartfelt birthday wishes to Food Network magazine. Plus, each one of them dish out some all-star party bites, which I'll show you a little bit later in this portion of the program. By the way, that is a very strong hint of the birthday cake I'm going for a little bit later. And since we're in Hoboken, I know just the place to get it. Fulfilling a promise that I made to myself a while back. This magazine focuses on 100 years of amazing food trends. Big birthdays tend to make all of us long for the good old days. To mark our first 10 years, we look back at the past 100 and some unforgettable crazes. From jiggly salads all the way to dinner in a can, to microwave-ready meals, and of course, the invention of Pinterest-worthy colorful creations. From unicorn frappuccinos to fondant cakes, and of course, the darling avocado toast. And a look at what's ahead in terms of food trends. Of course, butter never going out of style. And really, neither will be vegetarian meat. Beyond meat. If you're into some fun birthday freebies of the edible kind, have a look at the land of the freebies section right here. There is such a thing as a free lunch when it's your birthday. This is a guide to some free B-Day eats at some popular chains. there actually is a Johnny Rockets here in this part of Hoboken, and you get a free burger on your birthday. How neat is that? Plus, Food Network fans, that's how they like to celebrate their birthdays. With a little something sweet and savory. And of course, a little something sparkly to top it all off. Not me, but I definitely agree with this statistic. Favorite birthday cake flavor? Chocolate by a long shot. Red Velvet just got 9% of the vote. 9%, huh? I ought to try Red Velvet cake sometime. It should be tasty. But continuing on. Speaking of fondant cakes, I want to give a Jersey shout out to Lindsay Lamb, winner of Kids Baking Championship and the $25,000 grand prize for her very own Food Network Magazine 10th anniversary birthday cake with a homemade fondant Food Network logo adorning the top. Now that's a champion cake. And this is how you make, bake, and assemble it. Plus, Food Network Magazine also gives you ideas and tips and tricks for how to make, bake, and assemble other kinds of fun, delicious birthday cakes. But hey, no dessert before dinner, right? All-Star Party Snacks. We asked the chefs on our cover for their best bites, and boy did they deliver. Bobby Flay's grilled shrimp with smoky grilled tomato cocktail sauce. Guy Fieri's spicy Swiss chard and artichoke dip. Katie Lee's zucchini and goat cheese pinwheels. Ted Allen's bruschetta with strawberry and tomato salad, going beyond the tomatoes and mozzarella and basil. Sonny Anderson's smoked Gouda, chorizo, jalapeno poppers, Jeff Morrow's toasted ravioli, Ina Garden's roasted figs and prosciutto, Tyler Florence's tuna poke, or pokey if you want to be the Pokemon of your Pokemon. Gary Laurentiis, basil and lemon frico, which, by the way, are just little Parmesan crisps. By the way, did you like that I went all food wishes on you for a little bit? Jeffrey Zacharias baked brie spanakopita, a Greek appetizer, if you will. Lee Drummond's hot corn dip, complete with chips. Alex Botticelli's warm bar nuts, and Amberell's bacon wrapped dates stuffed with chorizo. I have a feeling you'll go nuts for both of these bites. And finally, Duff Goldman's popcorn balls. What? No cake from Duff? That's okay. I'll be getting cake, not from Duff, but from somebody else a little bit later. All these hints, and you should probably know that. In this On the Road section, I must give another shout out to the Animal Planet series Treehouse Masters. I never watched the show, but any restaurant that looks like a treehouse in Utopia, Texas. Yeah, there really is such a name and place as Utopia, Texas. Wow, this certainly helps on that particular city, that distinctive moniker. A private treehouse. This is the property of Chef Lowell Waters. You'll have the grown-up thrill of tasting the chef's strip and grits, smoked pork chops, and other upscale comfort food, while also simultaneously experiencing the childhood thrill of climbing up to somebody's treehouse. How about that? By the way, did you know that 21 Pilots drummer Joshua Dunn proposed in a New Zealand treehouse to one of my former Disney Channel crushes, Debbie Ryan? How about that? Oh, I gotta show you one more thing. It's in the Food Network family issue within an issue, so to speak. It's a fun little quiz to determine who your Food Network BFS is. Guy, Ina, Bobby, or Gianna, the 4 cover stars here. What am I most likely to take a photo of? Well, a pretty plate of food. I would love to take a photo of any of these answers, but I've been doing more food shots lately. What fabulous event would I like to attend the most? Well, I cover the Oscars every year. Honestly, the Oscars. I cover the Super Bowl every year. Well, unintentionally, but hey, it's a part of pop culture. I did do a Kentucky Derby video this year, but what event would I like to attend the most? This might come as a shock to you. A private dinner with Taylor Swift. I know. Cue the audible gasp in the audience. But hey, Taylor Swift is kind of cool. And Food Network Magazine did a little spread with her and Ina Garden in one of the issues that I reviewed this year. If I could add something cool to my backyard, well, any of these things, but maybe a swimming pool the most. Anyway, if you answer any of these questions, you get mostly A's, Ina Garden, B's, John De Laurentiis, C, Bobby Flays, D, Guy Fieri. Well, I guess I can't really pick one of these stars, so I guess I'm 25% of each of them, but you know what? I'm 100% original. And why? Because for my birthday cake offering, I'm gonna veer away from the magazine for just a bit. In any case, Food Network Magazine, a baker's dozen delicious years, and here's to many more to come. But before I get my birthday cake and get out of this rather noisy park here in Hoboken, I might as well weight all three of these items because, well, that's what I do. It's wooling time, baby! A maximum score of 15 claps to be awarded, and really I'll just be brief and blunt with you. All three of these items on 4.5 out of 5 claps. I'm missing the Squidward tentacle short from the series of What If SpongeBob Was Gone shorts. Had this DVD had that, it would have been complete, despite the fact that we all know how Squidward would feel if SpongeBob really was gone. It's a tentative rating for the Blockbuster party game. If the batteries are easy to insert into the timer and I don't have to get a screwdriver and fiddle around with it, and if the timer works and is functioning well, then it gets the extra half a clap. And in regards to the Food Network Magazine, well, failure to acknowledge the fans on the part of all the stars, as well as the editor-in-chief, Miley Carpenter, is unacceptable. After all, if it weren't for the fans, you wouldn't be celebrating 10 years of service, would you, Food Network Magazine? No. Think about that come your 15th anniversary issue, and then we'll talk. You ready to go get some birthday cake? And you thought for one moment I was not going to visit Hoboken without visiting this place? Hello? Do you remember a promise I made to myself a few years ago? One day, I found that we will make that trek. We will travel to Hoboken, and we will see the wonderland that is Carlo's Bake Shop for our viewing eyes. And as God as my witness, I vow to one day have this signed by the cake boss himself before my 21st birthday! Well, I failed. But I'm not about to let my 22nd year of life begin without a visit to this place. This is the OG, the original, on 91 Washington Street. Carlo's Bake Shop. Home of the cake boss himself on TLC, Buddy Velastro. It is a piece of Hoboken history. Not only that, it's a piece of American history. Of course, Buddy himself is not here. He's recuperating from his gruesome hand injury. First time I visited here was earlier this morning, and I was the only one in the building. How about that? But as you can expect, there are customers inside, and there are a limited number of customers that can come in at one time because of this virus. Really, this is the only way I'm ever gonna get to meet this guy. Until his hand fully recovers and he come back to man the shop. Because he is the cake boss. I'm not gonna lie, first time I came in this building, I felt a little bit of a tingle. Although I didn't get my hopes up way too high. Of course, you got a television promoting the cake boss on Discovery Family now. Does Cake Boss make news episodes? I don't know. But just have a look at all this family history, history of the shop, all represented with delicious Italian confectionaries made with family love. It's unreal. La Familia. Of course, I've done 2 Cake Boss reviews, stories and recipes from Mia Familia, and a traditional savory Italian treats cookbook. Of course, this security ribbon here was put in place because of, yes, social distancing. But have a look at all these treats, these cakes, these cupcakes, confectionery, cookies, the works, lobster tails, the hottest pastry ever to assemble. And yet, Buddy mastered it. He learned it from his dad, the original cake boss. That's how he himself would become the next cake boss. As for me, I have my heart set on this. There he is, Buddy, since 1910. Yep, the OG. I'm not gonna lie to you, my second time coming in here, and I still feel quite a tingle. There's the menu. Goodness gracious, look at all this stuff. I'm surprised that they don't sell Buddy's cookbooks, but they have a ton of mugs and all sorts of gifts, even shirts. But really, it's all about that.
What can I get for you?
The chocolate fudge cake, please.
The whole cake or a slice?
The whole, with the happy birthday thing on it.
Happy birthday?
Yeah, it's my birthday next week.
It's your birthday next week?
Yes, 22 on the 2nd.
Oh, happy birthday.
22 on the 2.
Do you want your name written on it as well?
No thanks.
Just happy birthday?
Yes. This is the original cake shop built in 1910, is it not?
Yes, it is.
And I'm just gonna ask, even though I already know the answer, sorry, is Buddy here?
No, he's not here right now. I'm sorry.
Told ya. But when he does come out, I mean, he always comes out to such fanfare. I mean, he's like a Hoboken hero. One of the Jersey boys. Well, if you ever see him, if he comes back, give him my high regards, okay?
I will.
My name is Pete, by the way. I do a YouTube channel called the Thrift Store Rundown. It's just a little travel log I do. I actually bought his cookbook, Stories and Recipes from Mia Familia, from a Patterson thrift store called Unique Thrift Shop in Patterson. And I did a video review on it, so,
Very cool.
And if you look upstairs, that's where all the magic happens. That's where the Velastros often gather to work, or just to gossip. By the way, you come into any business in Hoboken, and you're required by city law to give your name and number for contact tracing. Just for COVID-19 safety precautions. So I am very much looking forward to my phone reading off of the hook once they get all that info down. I am going to like it. Not. Do not get lost in a sea of despair. Be hopeful. Be optimistic. Our struggle is not the struggle of a day, week, month, or year. It is the struggle of a lifetime. Never ever be afraid to make some noise and get in good trouble. Necessary trouble. Representative John Lewis. If there's anything you should know about Hoboken, just know that it is not cheap. The entire 6-inch chocolate cake with a small apple juice and happy birthday stenciling cost me $35.10. I have the receipt, but it does come in this really styling, reusable tote bag. So much more stylish and so much more eco-friendly than, your regular old crummy plastic bag. Just one more reason why Carlos Bake Shop is a must-see destination for anybody who comes to Hoboken. Just be sure you mask up first. If there's anything you can learn from the great John Lewis, and if there's anything I learned from having a crush on Maya Mitchell, it's that 22 is double good trouble. Or in this case, triple the good trouble. But however you're looking to double, triple, or even quadruple your bargaining prowess, just know that once you come to this channel only once, the buck stops here. And knowing that I have viewers like you to share with all this birthday fun is really the gift that keeps on giving. So why don't you make this YouTube official and subscribe and click that notification bell, because I promise you 2021 is going to be full of surprises. Thank you so much for joining me. From Hoboken, New Jersey, overlooking the waterfront, until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.